A children's clown who was accused of drunkenly sexually assaulting a young girl was burned alive and beaten to death by a very angry mob recently. 50-year-old Cayetano San Juan was reportedly known as El Payaso Soldadin, or the Clown Soldier, to his fans. He was reportedly a favorite at children's parties and kids' events in Mexico. However, the clown was surrounded by an irate group of people recently, and he was then beaten unconscious after he was accused of raping, drop the G, a young schoolgirl. He was reportedly tied up and doused with alcohol and set on fire. He was then left to die in the streets of the town called San Juan Bautista. Witnesses claimed that he had laid on the ground for a couple of hours and that he received no help from emergency responders. Then it was said a police officer responded to the scene where the clown was and he called for medical assistance. However, the request for medical assistance was denied because he didn't have authorization from a family member. He suffered burns on his back and shoulders. It was said that the angry mob of people attacked the clown without making sure the allegations against him were true. They also even reportedly threatened the police officer who was trying to help him. The clown was eventually rescued by his sister and he was taken to a local hospital, but his injuries were said to have been too severe and he ended up dying. He was reportedly released from the hospital, but he died at his home later that day, and that was about 10 hours after he left the hospital. There's now an investigation that has been opened into his death. The Mexican Constitution does prohibit people from taking justice into their own hands, and it also says that crimes committed during a lynching are punishable under federal law. Police have also not confirmed any former complaints were filed against him prior to the attack happening. Now, according to reports, that local clown community is irate over the attack. They reportedly demanded a very thorough investigation in order to find out who is responsible for this. One of his fellow clowns said on social media that it wasn't fair that he was not given a chance to defend himself. Now, this clown who went on social media also said that he had a similar experience with another clown a few months ago, where he and his partner were accused of kidnapping a child. This is why they performed at a party. The two clowns were reportedly detained for over 6 hours, and they were questioned and threatened during that time. They were fortunately able to prove their innocence, though. Cayetano the clown's loved ones have since said since his death that he will be remembered as a respectful person and that he used his magic show and comedy to bring smiles to many children at parties in the area. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, everyone definitely deserves their side of the story to be told, just in case the allegations are false, like with that other clown. And they very well could have been false, but then again, they could have been true. But in cases like this, it's just best to let the authorities handle it, because now some may go to prison for handling it themselves. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and for more true crime, be sure to follow and subscribe over on YouTube.